What you're about to hear is part of the Podgods Network. If you have a problem with anything you hear, please write it in an email and go fuck yourself. Enjoy the show.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Salty Language presents The Enthusiast.
Hey, welcome enthusiasts to episode number 11 of Said Enthusiast.
Yep.
I'm Tony.
I'm Bryan.
We're joined this time by Steve Kasan from Wasted the Show.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Steve.
Hey. Excellent.
Oh, we're full of energy tonight.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We may have been up late last night and having pints and way too much fun, so it's still affecting me like 18 hours later.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that's how Wasted started, actually.
Oh, really?
That's how the idea came about.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What a segue.
Right? Well, I guess that's a great place to start because, I guess tell our listeners, like, about the show or what you're doing. I can't remember the website name. Jeez, I'm terrible.
Syncoop.
Thank you.
Yeah, Cinecoop.
Cinecoop. Yeah, that's right.
Cinecoop.
Okay.
I can't read.
Cool. So, Wasted, what it is, it's a zombie action stoner comedy, and it centers around a group of friends who usually, after a long work week, they get together on a Friday night, drink some beers, have some pizza, maybe get some hookers over, who knows, but they usually watch a zombie film. And after a zombie film, they discuss, okay, that was good, okay, what would you do? Hey, Steve, what would you do if a zombie apocalypse were to happen? Well, I would do this and I would do that, and come up with these crazy scenarios. Well, one of the group members really believes a zombie apocalypse is actually going to happen because he's a big zombie enthusiast. And he tells everyone, saying, no, man, you got to listen. We got to be prepared. We got to have our guns. We got to have our water and everything. And they tell him, man, you are stoned out of your mind. It is never going to happen. This is just fiction. But, as it turns out, a zombie apocalypse does happen. And this guy was right. So now, they realize something. The world's turned upside down. It's crazy out there. There's zombies, there's gangs, there's mutants, there's monsters, but hey, I don't have to get up to go to work tomorrow. I don't have to pay the government. I got no responsibilities. So now these guys get out into the world and they have high adventures in the zombie apocalypse. That's what Wasted is.
Emphasis on high, I assume.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Make it adventurous. Make it fun. Yeah. That's what we want to do. Make a really fun time while fighting zombies and doing other things.
Right, so yeah, I'm sorry. I just lost my freaking mind there.
Derail.
Yeah.
Because it's blowing your mind, man.
Yeah.
Mind blown, like Jackie Chan says.
Wait.
Here you go. No, you got it? What are you doing, Tony?
Because it's mind-boggling to you, yeah!
There you go.
Yeah. little Macho Man drop for you.
Soundboard doesn't normally show up in the Enthusiasts.
Right. I appreciate that you guys are going, going with the comedy route on this because, there's been very little comedy with zombies versus, most of it's just, gore fest, depressing,
It is, yeah.
So it's definitely, and mixing it with the, the buddy stoner drunk, whatever, concept. So...
Yeah, the thing we Wasted, we wanted to make it very much like a hybrid type of thing where we get all our influences from, like for me, I love wrestling. I grew up watching wrestling, so a lot of influence from wrestling is put in. Like, say, if there's a scene where a horde of zombies is coming in and these guys are ready to go, maybe you might see these guys cut a promo and boom, they go out full like fireworks and everything and just start kicking ass and with theme music and whatever. And we are adding a lot of comic book elements, a lot of video game elements into it, and that also works with the comedy format. Is that we are open to do whatever we want, and especially with zombies. When we first thought of Wasted, it was way back in 2012. Like, we've been thinking of this for a long time because, as I mentioned, the whole scenario of these guys getting together. Well, that is us. Yeah. That's right. I'm sure that's like everybody out there. You just, get together and just have these little discussions.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, have a couple pints, and next thing you know, you're talking about crazy stuff, and
yeah,
you're actually doing something with it.
Yeah, the more crazier and crazier it got, then I was thinking, well, wait a minute. I was like, why don't we actually put this on paper? And which we did. And we shot a short film, which we're already submitting to festivals and also for review. But also when we saw the Cinecoop thing, we jumped on it as a challenge, as an opportunity to make a feature film. But going back to the comedy format is that at the time, with zombies, it wasn't all too oversaturated as it is now.
Mm.
Right.
Like the best example I give, I can go to Walmart and buy Daryl Dixon shirts.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell, what's going on here, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, because before like The Walking Dead, occasionally you would see like a Night of the Living Dead or a Dawn of the Dead or something, like that kind of T-shirt every once in a while, and now there's a whole lot more of that.
Zombies aplenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I even it has to go with zombies, video games, or comic books. Before I remember buying comics, and if I wanted a comic book or even like a Venom shirt, I would have to cut out the mail-in rebate or something from the comic book, right? And try to get a thing from that. But today I can go, like I said, go to Walmart. I can go to anywhere and buy a shirt.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
But that's the thing. It's become too oversaturated, and that's one of the main feedbacks. Like we're getting, they say that what you guys got with Wasted is a really good idea. It's new, and as you mentioned, everything's so depressing, and at least you want to bring the fun side. Yeah. But man, there's all the zombies and zombies everywhere.
Yeah.
And taking that, and as I mentioned, being video game fans, I mean, we played all the Resident Evils, and even that they brought in monsters and giant crocodiles.
Yeah.
So we kind of tweaked it up a bit. Right. So even with the zombies, we want to change that up too. And I think with our comedy format, we can make the zombies do different things. We can make them intelligent. We can make them even grab guns and start shooting back at us, at the survivors.
Right.
And that's where the hybrid format comes in. Walking Dead, they're too constricted with what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And I understand if any fans are listening, and it's great. I'm a fan too. I watch it, but man, it is depressing as hell.
Yeah.
Jeez, every episode it's like, give me the knife. Let me cut my wrist.
Right. Well, yeah, it's and I think that's essentially why you watch is, at some point, I know that's what, Robert Kirkman was kind of going with, was from the beginning it's supposed to be a story about Rick. It's not a zombie story. It's a story about Rick and how he deals with his scenario, So you just constantly are just like, geez, when's he just going to put that, revolver to his own head, and just because I know I probably would rather than keep going through the shit they go through.
Yeah, and what is it? One of the early episodes, he just flat out said it, like, we are the Walking Dead. Oh my gosh, they name dropped this thing.
Yeah.
I know it's in the comic books, but come on. It's like,
yeah.
You can't get too depressing, right?
Right.
And even with some zombie comedies, it's almost the same thing, like, say, Shaun of the Dead, which I like.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the same type of scenario where the characters are brought together and they're in a dire situation.
Yeah.
But it's not as dire as say, Dawn of the Dead or even Night of the Living Dead, but they do play to some comedic value, but it's the same thing. And whereas most of the things, the characters don't know what to do. This is a first-time occurrence.
Yeah.
Whereas with Wasted, as I mentioned, one of the characters is a zombie enthusiast, and they're watching zombie films, and so they know what to do.
Right.
But whether they do it the right way or whether they succeed, like, that's a different story.
Right.
But that's the thing. We do acknowledge zombie culture, and we do know, like, if a zombie comes at you, bang, bang to the head, they're done. But what if that doesn't work? Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What if they dodge bullets?
Oh, man.
Hold on a second here.
It reminds me a little bit of the first time you play. I don't remember which Resident Evil it is. It might have been just the first one. I can't remember. But like when you shoot the leg of one of them, thinking I'll slow them down or whatever, and then they crawl after you, and you're just like, oh, okay,
son of a.
Yeah.
That scared the crap out of me. I remember playing it the first time.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, like I could just walk through. Then woke up. It's like, oh crap! Where are those herbs? Ink ribbons.
Yeah.
Save.
Yeah, because you're, the way that that game definitely teaches you very quickly how much of a premium ammunition is.
Everything is.
Well, everything. You're right. Yeah.
Conserve.
Seriously, that's why I loved. I remember reading a strategy guide for the first one. And one of the boards, it was tough because, there's a lot of zombies and you try to go through quiet and it's like, yeah, the best strategy here is just run. That's like, just run as fast, just get through it. Don't waste your ammo. Don't try to stop because you'll be overwhelmed. Just run, I was like, that's so counterintuitive to a video game, because normally
every game, you kick in and level everybody in the room.
Yeah, because really, you just want to go and mow down zombies, right?
Yeah.
With unlimited bullets. And that's another thing we can do with Wasted. Like, who wants to say that we can't do it?
Yeah.
Like, one of the characters, sees a horde of zombies coming at them. Okay, grab a machine gun, just press the unlimited ammo tap, and boom, there you go. That can happen with our film. We can do it.
Yeah, that's
because it's a comedy. There are no rules, right?
Right.
If we're gonna make a thing where our tagline is no rules and no responsibilities, no work, let's get wasted, then there you go. We're not, as I mentioned, we're not constricted to anything. The only thing that constricting us is how fun we want to make it.
Yeah, that's true.
And one of our co-producers, his name is Lance Fernandez, he told me, Steve, you know what we got to do for our world? We got to make the Wasted world as Super Mario meets Mad Max with monsters and zombies. And I'm like, yes, that's the thing. That's what we got to do.
I want to see Mario driving Mad Max's car now.
Yeah.
That would really make my day.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
That would be.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing Mario jumping on top of zombies like he does with Goombas and stuff,
Yeah, splitting them. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So I got to ask.
Yeah.
As a wrestling fan, is there any zombie steel chair shots?
My character's going to do it. Because my character was the same as Steve. So he's reflective. He's a tweaked up reflection of me. I'm definitely going to take some steel chairs, put some zombies through tables, RKOs out of nowhere,
Right. That's
everything.
All right.
Well, go all Dudley Boys. So put some flames on the table and powerbomb them.
Nice. I am totally on board for that.
Yeah, same here. Excellent. All right. Now that important question's out of the way.
Right. Yeah. Now we can get back to having fun. Tony got the business out of the way.
Yeah. All the business is taken care of.
Well, one of the main things I gotta say with Wasted is that we want to make it really, really fun, really unique, and really insane. Not insane to where it's it's an attack on your senses and it's overload. Because I've seen some films where they put in all these geeky things and all these references and stuff where it's too much.
Yeah. It's like, we get it. You think, you're trying to reach the geeks. Calm down. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I got it. You already got me watching. You don't need to bombard me with all these things. I remember one of my friends shared me this Kickstarter video where these guys were making this movie where they had a giant Viking fighting these neon zombies and cybernetic robots and all this. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. This is just a trailer? Like, well, what's the full thing going to be? Like,
right?
It's going to be like this. I know it might sound good. It might look like a good idea, but like a whole 90 minutes of this? Like, come on.
Yeah.
So there we gotta find a balance where, okay, you have all these crazy ideas, you have all these like things to make it something where, yeah, Wasted, it really stands out, but you don't want, as I mentioned, you don't want to bombard like the viewer with all these things and to where it's like such a chore. It's like, okay, I get it. You guys know your references. Hooray! Good for you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Great. You know how a TIE fighter works. Cool.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh, you know what a Hadouken is. Oh, great. So does everybody. So in that aspect, it's, even though we want to make it something with these references, we know how to draw the line, and that's, I think, is having a perfect balance of everything.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Editing always is the true sign of, how good you are at what you do, which is why we don't edit our show. But you know what I mean? Like knowing when to self-edit and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we've towed the line here. If we go any further, we're clearly just prancing right across it without a care, so,
We're also not good at recognizing.
Also true. Yeah.
and then it's only made for a niche audience as well. Well, I'm sure like every filmmaker or podcaster or whatever, they want to reach everybody, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it'll be great. Like you have everybody listen to you, and because you have something to say.
Mm.
Whereas if you having a niche audience is great. I mean, it worked for Kevin Smith, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but it's also nice that everybody can experience it.
Yeah, definitely.
and we're also moviegoers, you know, like me, end of the week, I pay my money to go see something, and I know it's like if it's money well spent or it's money wasted.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Now with on the Cinecoop site,
Yep.
like you had kind of told us, I think it was before we were recording. Yeah, it was, because you were talking about Macho Man. You were talking about how you guys have to do, there's like weekly, would you say weekly, like assignments
missions.
or missions? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
missions,
yeah.
yeah.
What? How does, like, is that just to kind of weed things out, just for them to see more creativity from everyone, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What Cinecoop acts is, it's a platform, it's a hub for all these filmmakers to put their project up, and basically find your audience, build your audience with your project. So the best example is how a movie studio, if they have something original, okay, so what do they do to find your audience and build a market where people will come to see it? Well, they contact you guys, or they contact some press. They contact all these people to say, hey, look, we got something, and we want you to check it out. It's going to come out this time in a couple of months, so be ready, because this is a cool thing, and you should be interested. So with Cinecoop, it's a 12-week challenge, and it acts that way, but also it has fan interaction. And the way you interact is that you do have to sign up to the Cinecoop site, which is free, and acts the same way as if you make a Facebook profile. You just put in your name, you get a notification email, you just verify that. You set up your profile, put your picture, where you're from, and all that. And you find projects. You find our project, Wasted, and you follow our project. There's a follow button. You click it, and you follow us, and then you get updated with these missions. What these missions are is to further, explain and elaborate what your product is. So 1 week we have our trailer. Okay, we put the trailer out, and we get feedback from it. Next week is the Meet the Team video. Okay, how do we make this unique, and how do we further explain the team and build more of an audience? Then the third thing which we put out is the poster. The fourth thing, they haven't told us what it is yet. So each thing is building more of what your film is, and getting feedback from it. That's the interaction with fans and when they sign up. If you like something, if you think we did good this week, if we helped push the product and made something to where you want to see it, yeah, make a comment and give us a rating out of 5 stars. If you think we messed up, do the same thing. Give us a low rating and make a comment. It's that way, back and forth feedback, and everything is important, because at the end of the day, when you get all this feedback, then you tweak your idea.
Oh.
And when you do get the point where you can make this film, at least you have all this interaction, you have all this support, and you have all this criticism and all this wonderful comments, and where, okay, I got everything, I can make something special. And I know there's an audience there because I built it. That's what the Cinecoop Challenge really is. It's a great accelerator for 12 weeks.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
I was going to ask you, like, how far in advance do you know what the mission is before?
They give us on the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So the missions, they go up every Sunday. So we have a deadline of 9 p.m. Eastern on Sundays.
Okay.
But they also give the next week mission on that very same day. So when you're uploading your mission for the past week, you get one for the next week.
Oh, okay. That's still a pretty quick turnaround, I would assume.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Yeah.
But it's got to be like that since it's a 12-week thing.
Yeah.
So it's very much like American Idol in the sense. Like all these contestants, they go up and they've been given a week to sing jazz or sing Motown or something like that. Do a power ballad. Okay, I gotta get all these notes. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta practice, and then you perform, and then everybody else votes, and you get feedback from the judges and everything. The judges in this time with Cinecoop is the public.
Oh, okay. That was going to be my next
very nice.
question. Actually, I was going to ask if there's a panel on, like, from the site or anything, or if this is,
Yeah, like if it gets down to the last, week, is it still the public that decides?
There's a couple of voting periods. The first voting period is it just ended while we're talking right now. The top 60, which I'm pretty confident we made it. Then comes the top 30, and that's also another voting period where the public gets to vote. If you like our project, you think we can go further, and you want to see this movie made, well, vote us in. Then comes the top 15. That's another voting period. And out of that top 15, then the Cinecoup producers, the judges, they look at all the projects and they decide the top 5. And the top 5 get to pitch to the producers, and also one Cinecoup voting member, which could be anybody, and one gets selected. Now, the way, if you want to be in this judging selection of the top 5, you got to be very active on the Cinecoup page. So let's say if you guys signed up, and automatically you get a vote, which you can put to a project. But if you build your profile, like say you put your picture, or you start looking at projects, you start following a couple of other projects and really put your input, start giving ratings, comments, and really be interactive with them. As you're interactive with Wasted and you're giving all of us all this feedback, then you get more and more votes. So then they decide, Tony, he's been really good, he's been really active, he's really into this thing. You know what? Let's bring him up for the top 5 selection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so then now we're pitching to not only producers, but also you.
Right. Well, that's interesting.
And you get to decide, you know what, guys? I don't know about you, but this Wasted thing, it's got something, brother.
It's got a lot of moxie.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of moxie. Yeah, give me the checks. Sign the checks, please.
Wow, very cool. Very cool. Is this, with the guys you're working with, is this the first project you've all done together, or have you guys just known each other forever, and as friends, this is what you did?
We've all met together actually, I met some of the guys on a previous set, which is like going on a decade now. And we just got together and built a team from there, and the entire Wasted team is all friends we met on set from different projects, and also met on like different shoots. Then we all got together and came up and built something. So and most of the guys, like myself, I'm also, when I'm not working, I also act. So after work, sometimes I go on set and do some hours, or even on weekends, I spend times and everything. And some of the other guys, they work in the industry as actual editors and motion graphic artists and part-time directors and actresses and so. So we're always involved. But the thing is, we're always doing someone else's project.
Right.
And now we come together as a collective. We want to make something cool, and we want to make an original project where we can have people enjoy.
Yeah, that's fair.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
You be your own boss. It's the dream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But still got to pay the government.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
True.
That's why you got to become part of the government, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
No one wants that.
No.
No.
Well, it might get some perks, right? It's like, oh, so this is where you keep the ray guns. Okay.
I've watched House of Cards. Plenty of perks.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. It's like, oh, what was that? You want to go to Saudi Arabia? Okay, let's go. It's a diplomatic mission. That's where we're going to, right? Yeah.
That's it. Diplomatic.
Wink, wink. Yeah.
It's my new diplomatic Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Oh, this is me with Sheikh Khalif Mohammed. Yo, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
We're just doing some trade talks.
Yeah. I went to high school with him. Yeah.
That's it. Oh.
Trade talks,
go to
but
Macau?
it's for, like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so obviously you have, nerd and geek type influences in your life. If you're, referencing them in the movie you're making, all that. I mean, how'd you come up? Reading comics, playing video games, watching movies, all the above?
Yeah.
Obviously wrestling.
Yeah. And there's also other things as well. The good thing about Wasted with our characters, we kind of relate them to the Ninja Turtles in a way. It's like with the Ninja Turtles, like, okay, yeah, I get it. They're all turtles and they're all ninjas, but you know that Leonardo is way different from Raphael,
Right.
and Michelangelo is totally different from Donatello.
He's the party dude.
He is.
Exactly. And that's how we modeled our characters as well. We want to make them, okay, they're all friends, they all get together, but each person is identified as who they are. Like, say, for Mark and his character in Wasted, he is the zombie enthusiast, he's the conspiracy guy, but when you look at the way he dresses, he's so influenced in hip-hop and zombie film, so that's him. Whereas one of the other characters, Sid, he's more into sort of the geek film stuff, but also he's big into sports and also big into alternative music. So it's all these different things that set these characters apart. And even with me, I'm kind of a mix of, say, rock and hip hop, but also the big wrestling aspect that's brought into it. And also big, also 80s, like rated R action, comedies, and sci-fi elements. All the big, action movie stuff. So that's brought into my character as well. So each person is different, but they all come together as a collective, as friends, and they go out slaying monsters. And that's sort of the idea. So myself, personally, yeah, with the wrestling and also with comics, but also some fantasy literature and also video games as well. But certain types of video games. Because you can always tell, like, which guy was a Nintendo person and which person is a Sega person. I was a Sega guy. So,
right.
Altered Beast. Nice.
Yeah, Altered Beast, Streets of Rage,
Right.
Vector Man. Those were the games, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't become a Sega guy.
No sweat flying off Mortal Kombat on Sega.
Right.
Exactly.
I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah, give me that Master System blood.
I remember.
I'm excited. The new Mortal Kombat coming out, that looks pretty good.
It does look pretty good.
Yeah.
The problem with me now is I rarely have as much time as I used to play video games. So whenever I see a game like that, I'm like, oh, I really need to get that. And if I get it, I'll play it for maybe a few hours, and then I'll, not at one time, over a period of weeks.
Same here, man.
Yeah, it's horrible.
The last game I really played was because I just loved the franchise, was God of War Ascension. But that's the only thing I took time out to play. But everything else, I just watch videos online and see what they do.
Yeah, like, that looks like it's pretty fun.
Right.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I completely understand. I get that a lot watching GTA 5 videos online.
Yeah.
I see
Oh my gosh. I know,
like, yeah.
I know. I'm stuck with the. I go back to revisit Vice City. That's still a great game.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That was a great game. You're right. Yep.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that one either.
No.
Yeah.
Heck, you can get it on your phone now, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yep.
Even better.
Yeah.
Vice City to go.
Yeah.
So when Wasted gets made,
Yeah.
if you could have anybody cameo in it, who would it be?
Anybody?
Anybody.
And I can choose whoever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for me personally, Arnold, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, I idolize this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Predator, Commando, all those.
Predator, Commando, Conan the Barbarian changed my life. Seriously, that's the one film that made me want to get into film industry and everything.
Oh, wow. Now, it would have cracked me up if you would have been like, no, more like Jingle All the Way, Kindergarten Cop, Twins.
Oh, Jingle All the Way, too. I mean,
Turbo Man.
Oh, man.
You can always count on me.
Oh, I'll tell you, Tony and I used to work in video stores, and every year at Christmas, I'd always play Turbo Man, Jingle All the Way on the loop, just so I could hear Arnold say Turbo Man over and over again.
Plus the Santa Claus fight. I mean, it's classic.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
And was it the mail bomb?
Yeah.
With Sinbad? Yeah.
With Sinbad, yep.
It's funny. There's so many things in that movie you can never get away with now.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
Yeah, because I think Santa actually, doesn't he like kick or punch a little person like right in the face? And
yeah.
Yeah. That would probably draw a lot of ire now.
Oh my gosh. I know. Even the littlest thing now, like, people get upset.
Yep.
Especially on Twitter and everything.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
We've talked about that a lot recently in comic books. There's been a lot of stuff that's really been setting people on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like the whole what is it? The Spider-Woman cover?
Yeah, there was that one. More recently was a Batman or a Batgirl cover, a variant cover that was setting people off, and some comments being made that people took as being misogynistic, and it was.
I know exactly. And the thing about that cover, it's a variant cover. It's not the actual cover. Yeah, like, you do not have to buy this thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
I understand the other side of, like, okay, yeah, it's a bit erotic, but also, if you really think about it, you got to give props to Marvel in the sense that this is a company that's owned by Disney.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're actually publishing this thing out.
Yeah, and it was amazing given that, because they were owned by Disney at the time, and they went after a guy who's known for doing sexy lady covers. That's all he's known for. Or not all, but that's predominantly what he's known for, is doing...
It's like The Wolf, but sexy lady covers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you go after... It's, it's a tiger being a tiger,
Yeah.
Yeah, so in some ways, you gotta at least give some respect to Marvel that they would actually push the boundaries a bit.
Yeah. And I don't know, there was I forgot what book it was. There's a recent book that somebody did a variant cover, and they did...
Oh yeah, the Spider-Gwen thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Spider-Gwen. Yeah, where they're basically, they did a very similar cover.
Yeah.
And but there's also like Spider-Man's like peeking up from behind her.
Yeah.
Like you see his head, to where basically he'd get an upskirt shot if there was one to be had. And I was like,
that one I agree is a bit too much.
Yeah, I agree. Because at first I was like, oh, geez, they're just, kind of poking at the Spider-Woman. And then I saw Spider-Man's head, and I was like, oh, that's too far.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Losing all control of his web shooter.
All three of his web shooters.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Like we were saying earlier, there's knowing that line, and then there's crossing it, and they
exactly,
right across it. Yep.
Do you read any comics currently, or?
Yeah, I'm always since Daredevil is my guy, so I've been stuck with Daredevil all the time. But
Nice.
I really like the all new Ghost Rider.
Okay.
It's with a Latino character. It's really good. It's not bad.
Okay.
I think it's ended with 12 issues now, and he's gone into this new thing with a bunch of Ghost Riders. Also, the Spider-Gwen one is really good. It's a good story. The character's great, and also the art is fantastic.
Yeah.
I like the style.
I agree too. Yep.
Miss Marvel I'm reading, which is really good as well.
Yep.
And this is other one, Black Science.
Oh,
Yep.
that's my new thing
I was
right
gonna
there.
say Tony just jumped into that one.
But I tell you guys, I am so happy Valiant has come back.
Oh yeah, some of the Valiant stuff right now is really good.
Yeah. Because back in the day, that was my thing. And now
Nice
they
shit.
brought back Ninjak? Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
Yeah, that was
That
just
was
a
my
couple
favorite
weeks
thing.
ago. Yeah, they just brought him back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was
that.
surprised by that, actually, because I thought they kind of moved away from a lot of those characters, and and then just when they were like, oh, here comes Ninjak, and then what was it, Bloodshot just got I can't remember if that's a one shot or if that's a mini series, but either way, it's
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
That's
I
pretty
read that
wild.
they signed a contract, or they signed like a developmental deal with a Chinese company to make movies.
oh really? I did not know.
Yeah.
that.
It's
Wow, that's
crazy.
kind of cool.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I know.
I imagine as a Daredevil guy, you're pretty amped about the Daredevil series on Netflix.
Oh hell yeah, I have that all queued, man, for tomorrow.
Yeah.
All 13 hours good to go.
Yeah.
Right. I added it last night. I haven't had a chance to start it yet, but I plan to tonight. Yep. So probably no sleep tonight.
Yeah, totally. And the thing is that I even like the Ben Affleck movies too. Like they're not bad as
You must be a Daredevil fan.
but I know like the one thing I find is that when people say like it's a trash movie, the one thing I find they always bring back to the playground scene. If they took out the playground scene, then I think even the theatrical cut it would change people's minds a bit. It's just that one scene. It is so goofy.
Yeah.
It is so stupid.
Yeah, it is a very dumb scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's funny because if you really look at it, it's kind of it was Batman Begins before Batman Begins,
That's definitely
When
what
you
they were
think
going
about
for. Yeah, and that's essentially what the TV show, the Netflix one, I think is going for, because I believe they pulled from Miller's run on Daredevil.
Yeah.
Like the very, like his beginning stuff, and which is darker, and I had someone tell me last night that she watched like the first 3 issues. Boy, I am terrible. I always say issues. She watched the first 3
issues.
Yeah, I do. She watched the first 3 episodes and said that they're kind of like TVMA, like that it's like there's on-screen deaths and stuff, which really surprised me because that's kind of not where Marvel's overall directive is going,
Yeah.
So I'm glad though. It's how the character should be done.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, or it's kind of good in their behalf with Netflix, is that the Netflix platform allows them to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing is that it's interesting, like with the Marvel formula, what they're doing now, it's kind of slowly growing into more of a mature thing. Because like I personally think Captain America, Winter Soldier is their best film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I liked Winter
That was
Soldier.
a really
it was
good
real
movie.
good.
Yep.
But in that film, one of the reasons why I think it's their best is because if you take out all the superhero elements from it, or even all the connections to the Marvel universe, it's a really well-made film. It doesn't feel like a superhero film.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
But Captain America does get shot, and he comes to near death also in the end.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of big consequences.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I think people are going to, depending on how they go, because they're heading toward the Civil War storyline and eventually, into the Infinity stuff. And a lot of that stuff's a little, it's pretty dark. It's not, it's not light and fun and, whatever. And I bet Age of Ultron's going to come across that way too. That it's a little more
seems
like,
that way, yeah.
It looks like they're really pushing Ultron as though it's like he's taking them to their very brink. And then, so if they do that, a lot of people, I'm curious to see how people start reacting as they go more down this way, because I think a lot of people
take little Billy to this.
Exactly.
I'm very disappointed.
It's a fine line, because they do have to be concerned about that.
Yeah, they do.
I think they might go the way Harry Potter did, in that when you look at the progression of the Harry Potter films, it got more mature, but that's reflective of the audience as well, right?
Yeah.
Because their audience grew up.
Yeah. I do remember, as it got toward the end, I remember people being upset about, how dark the last, 2 or 3 were. And I was like, well, that's kind of how the book is, though. Like, I haven't read the book, but my girlfriend at the time was like, kind of, she's like, yeah, this character dies. And I'm like, yeah, it's the natural progression of that storyline. Is
George R. Martin's take on Harry Potter.
Right.
Which I think would be excellent.
Right.
But Marvel's is such a big consumer's giant. Like, I think no matter what they do, I don't think they'll push it that far. But
yeah, exactly.
They got the audience there. I mean, it's all over.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of figured that it's like that's why they kind of are doing like, they've mentioned that Ant-Man is going to be more, comical, and that like Guardians of the Galaxy, even though the overtone of Guardians is still pretty serious and adult-ish, but that movie was so much fun. There was just all sorts of comedy elements in that movie, and I think that's kind of why they're doing those movies as well, is so that it's not completely
just dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think they got a certain thing with each character. Like with Thor, you got the whole like magic and mythological element, but there's also some goofy sides to it. But it's also it plays up to that aspect. Right. Iron Man, it plays. Well, I don't know what they're gonna do with. Well, Iron Man. All the movies are basically Iron Man movies. If you think about it,
they kind of are. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. He really is the center of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Captain America, it's more of their. I would say it's more of their real life. It's quasi real life sort of thing.
Yeah.
Very espionage, very militaristic, and some of the ideas they're posing now is really, if you really do your research on what certain armies are doing, it's not very far fetched.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Which is probably on purpose. That way it seems, like you said, because, grounding things in reality is a great way for people to connect, So,
yeah. And with Guardians, I look at it as their Star Wars franchise, really.
Yeah. They own Star Wars now, but yeah. You're right, though. It's and I think that's why that one kind of came out of nowhere. And it wouldn't surprise me if the next one's still going to have fun elements, but again, it wouldn't surprise me if the next one kind of tones it a little darker because of the overall story as well,
Yeah.
Guardians is one of the big reasons I'm looking forward to the next Star Wars, because they did Guardians so well.
Yeah.
I know it's totally. Marvel Studios, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're really, like, if you look at I was actually talking to one of my buddies about this, and he said, like, yeah, Guardians came out of nowhere, and nobody knew who these characters was and everything, and look how great it did. But then I tell him, it's like, yeah, what you say is true, but you know, as I mentioned, it's very much the Star Wars franchise it's their Star Wars.
Yeah.
But you think back to Star Wars, and when that came out, it's like, I'm pretty sure people are looking at this thinking, oh, what is this, right? Like if you break down Star Wars, what is it about? It's a story about like a whiny teenager meeting up with a princess with a stupid ass haircut,
Right.
then you got this dick pilot, and you got a 7-foot talking rug,
Right.
and two dummy robots, right?
Right. And his father turns out to be evil. So
Yeah,
and Guardians
he's all
holds that
black
too.
and everything, and it's like, oh no, it's like pretty theatrical and everything. Like if you look at this, it's pretty goofy,
Yeah.
but it's a really well-made film,
Yeah.
and it took you to another place. It took you to this big space fantasy element,
Yeah.
which you don't see
Right.
very often, and I think that's really what contributed to Guardians, is that when you first saw all the trailers for Guardians, you were expecting a good time, and you were being transported to somewhere different.
Oh, definitely. When they announced that movie, I was like, man, I barely know these characters. You know, from old comics and stuff. I barely knew anything. You know, and then as each of those trailers came out, I was just like, boy, this looks really fun. Like this looks like this is going to be a great, really fun movie to go see.
Yeah, good romp.
And it sure was. I mean, I walked out of there going, at the time, I was like, this is probably my favorite Marvel movie because it hit everything. You know, it had like anything you could want pretty much in the movie. So, but you're right though. Like I hadn't thought about that. Like the fact that it was more of a space, and on other planets and different stuff that allows them to kind of be more free with things rather than
lots of freedom.
Right, whereas like Avengers is all in like New York City pretty much, you know. So
and also it's something, and that's kind of like what the movies is all about, right? Like you want to escape it's escapism.
Yeah.
And you're being taken to like new planets and new worlds and seeing all these big new creatures and everything. Like the whole cantina scene is one of my favorites in Star Wars.
Right.
Good. Yeah.
Because it's seen so many different things. Like I want to stay in Tatooine, right?
Yeah.
And I think the new movies are just gonna. It seems like it's gonna primarily be stuck in Tatooine.
Yeah, I think that
seems that way.
Yeah,
right. I just know. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and the prequels all kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. They each had their moments, but
yeah, they had
all.
moments. That's the thing. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, it's
I'm trying to top the original 3 though for my childhood, and that's just hard to do.
Oh yeah, the odds of that happening are slim because not only do you have to fight the fact that those were really well made movies for the time, but you also then have to fight nostalgia on top of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
and the older I get, it's like you realize that like you cannot top nostalgia. It's a very powerful force, I
don't care how much CGI there is. Han shot first.
Right.
But it's true, yeah. And if you really think of like how many kids are going in now seeing Guardians, and when they grow up and something comes out which is similar with Guardians, or maybe they do like a remake or Guardians, right?
Yeah.
And keep it, if they keep in line with the original team from the comics. Okay, so, but then you got all these kids thinking, the first Guardians movie was so good and everything like that. As you mentioned, nostalgia is really hard.
Right. There'll be
really hard to let go.
And there'll be kids wearing quill shot first shirts and,
and Groot saved us.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we should pan that right now.
We should. You're right. Yeah.
Groot saved us.
Right.
That's fantastic.
You're right, though. I could see, and I will say, I actually had someone else mention that to me, that for a lot of kids, that Guardians might be their Star Wars, basically.
Oh, yeah. I could see it.
And especially if the next movie, like if they do 2 or 3 of these and they turn out as good as, the first one, then I could easily see that being,
Well, like my daughter is meh on Star Wars.
Yeah.
But she loves Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. That's the thing right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it does happen, right? Like that's the way things go.
Yeah.
It's like I remember growing up, and as I mentioned, Arnold is my guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear you.
But thing, I grew up watching Arnold movies, and I still idolize the guy. Like, to me, he's the greatest. But I remember like growing up, and my cousins like, oh no, Clint Eastwood, like he's the baddest man on the planet. I'm like, oh, Clint Eastwood, like, come on, we're making cowboy movies.
How much does he bench?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how many people has he killed? Like, come on.
Like he was in a movie with an orangutan. Come on.
Yeah, right turn, Clyde.
Yeah.
I mean, in Commando, he took out an entire militia.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, he scalped the guy with a saw blade. Come on.
Exactly. He can, but that's the thing, right? Like, the more people grow up, and the more influence they have on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, all the kids now, are you guys John Cena fans?
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of fallen out of the wrestling scene.
Yeah,
personally.
I still watch, and I was for a long time, but I think I got tired by the overexposure.
Yeah. And that's a lot of things with people. Like, I still watch it, and that's a lot of things like I read, or even some people tell me, it's like, oh, John Cena, man, he's for the kids and everything. But come on, he's the kid, he's the new Hogan.
Oh,
like,
for
I'm
sure.
Yeah,
I was having a conversation with a friend of Tony and I's yesterday about that, about, Cena gets criticized for having 5 moves, and I'm like, Hogan only had 5 moves. But
Hogan had 1 move.
Yeah, well, he had 2. He had a big boot and a leg drop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everything was punch, kick.
Right. That was it. There really wasn't a whole lot of moves in his repertoire, but he didn't need them because he was dynamic that it didn't matter.
He had Hulkamania on his
That's
side.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Exactly.
And Cena has the C Nation, which even if you want to just go, it's a bunch of kids buying his merchandise. Well, you look at every arena they go into, there's tons of kids wearing Cena stuff. Yeah. Just tons of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's their hero, right?
Yep.
Like, it's like, oh, wow, you're picking on a bunch of kids. Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, absolutely, and the proof is in this. If John Cena turned heel, it would be very similar to when Hogan turned heel.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's at this
revolutionized.
point. Yeah, you almost can't imagine John Cena going heel because he's so like dedicated to kids, the troops, Special Olympics, Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, he's still number 1, right?
Yeah, it's like you just can't see him going heel because it would just spit on all of that stuff.
But now I'm picturing him in the black and white NWO garb.
It would work.
It would be so cool, man.
From the wrestling only perspective, it would be brilliant to do. But from the PR and everything else, it would be a career
disaster.
It would be for him.
Yeah.
It wasn't for Hogan. It was a revitalization for Hogan.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, at the time, Hogan, there were other people to pick up the slack, right?
Yeah.
Like, what does WWE have right now?
Exactly.
The only person I can think of is Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Yeah.
They need to build up all these superstars, all these like newer like people to overtake Cena.
Yeah.
So you can have Cena do that.
Right. Because right now, I mean, I could just picture kids just sobbing if he turned heel right now.
I know.
And don't get me wrong, Hogan had, I'm sure, the same effect. There were probably people, like, crying over it, but...
Yeah, like...
Middle-aged men.
Yeah. Dude, I remember when he turned heel. My jaw hit the floor. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I was there.
I remember, like, every Nitro, like, they would just throw stuff into the ring and everything.
Yeah. And I've never seen that in current era wrestling. Like, that
exactly.
If you watch, like, the old AWA stuff, you see it all the time.
Oh, totally, yeah.
People always are winging stuff into the ring.
Or even the old the one in Texas with the Von Erichs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Whenever like the Freebirds beat up the Von Erichs, like people get so upset.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why they said in those days, the heels used to travel with the heels everywhere, and they used to have to like no more and get done with the match and get the hell out of the building because there would be people waiting outside to beat them up.
They get stabbed or even get shot.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those old wrestling heels, like guys that were heels most of their career, and they've all got those kind of stories. Like, yeah, we had this thrown at us, we were shot at, stabbed, attacked. That's just crazy,
It's still real to me, damn it.
Yeah. Right? Now
but it shows like how much of a good performer they were, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
That's why I still watch wrestling because of the performance aspect. I still get influenced by certain characters, and I remember I got this one thing where I had to play like a really creepy person and really methodical and everything, and the one person I just came to my head was Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh,
So I just went on
yeah.
YouTube and watched so many promos of Jake, and I just used that as when delivering my dialogue in the scene. I just did all these little things that Jake did.
Oh, that's such a
Because
great...
it just came out like so creepy and so like to the point.
Right, yeah. And that's great. I love the fact that, as an actor, you went to Jake Roberts. Well, no, I mean, it's a credit.
That's awesome.
It's a
Yeah.
credit to Jake Roberts because
for sure.
It is, yeah.
He's one of the best heels that there's ever been. And he was amazing.
Oh my gosh,
with his psych stuff was great.
Well, when he slapped Elizabeth, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Shot
Get
her
it.
around the world, yeah.
And the snake bite onto Savage?
Yep.
Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
I do, yep.
Only someone like Savage would be like, yeah, brother, let him do it.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because, Savage, it's known he was one of those guys that was one of those, he knew exactly, like, when you tell him something, he knew it would work or it wouldn't work, basically,
Yeah.
It's, you hear a lot of stories about, like, Stone Cold was that way, that he could tell you if something won't work, he can't tell you why or come up with a better idea, but he'll be like, nope, this isn't going to work, and where Macho Man was one of those guys, that there's plenty of stories of him talking things out with other guys, kind of like, this is why this is going to work, and,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But, he did come from a wrestling family, too, so that, obviously, that's
Sure
going to help.
helps.
Yeah.
So,
And also, like, his character and everything was always to the limit.
definitely.
Yeah.
I was actually telling Tony when I was looking for something around the time when they announced Macho Man was going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. I found there's a video of him it was something I was watching on WWE Network. They showed it was a video of Macho Man like going through a closet just showing off his costumes.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah,
I was like, this is amazing. This man actually has, like, this completely full closet of all these different, like, neon-colored, zebra print, oh, man, it was just crazy stuff. But I love the fact his brother made that comment that he always, even for house shows, tried to have a fresh costume so that when you went, that it was new. It wasn't like, oh, I saw him wear that yesterday. Yeah. That's, again, that's how much he thought about the whole business. So, it's cool, like I said, going back to, what you said, looking at Jake Roberts and stuff, because Jake did the same thing. He analyzed everything to the littlest detail because he wanted 100% for you to believe he was going to, like, basically be staring in your window. That's how,
Oh, totally, absolutely,
Yeah.
And some of the best characters are basically themselves, but just tweaked up a bit.
Yeah, exaggerated.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like the same thing we took with Wasted with our characters, is that they're all based on real people, and my character is me, but just hiding up, just a little tweaks here and there.
Right. Well,
Best way to do it.
Yeah, because it allows you more freedom when you do that, because you know where you're basing everything, but you can also kind of take reins off that maybe you would put on yourself in real life. Like you're probably not going around chair-shotting people in real life. So
I would love to, man. Honestly,
Right?
Sometimes at board meetings, I just want to like walk up to someone, boot, stunner. There you go.
I know it's. I would love to just once or twice, just to kind of I don't want to take a chair shot, no, ever, but I would love to deliver chair shots just so I can say I did it.
I would love to make like a series of YouTube videos like that. Just go up random people, boom, chair shot, just run away.
Yeah, the aftermath of it, in the hospital with a concussion and broken,
But wouldn't that be the funniest thing?
Oh yeah,
it would
It would be the
very
greatest thing
entertaining.
ever.
yeah.
Maybe something a little lighter, so you don't have permanent damage, like the old cookie sheet.
Yeah. I don't know,
Well,
man.
I'll just pay them $50 here. Let's take the chair shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you have $50 in a release form, you'd get somebody.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There'd be some idiot that's like, oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah, I'll take a chair shot, dude. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Oh, like those wrestlers? That's all fake. Cool. So you don't mind if I get a full swing on this then, right?
Full
You know
hip
what?
rotation.
You are right. It is all fake.
Yep.
And this is fake, man.
Yep.
Trust me.
It's so fake that all you got to do to, see how fake it is watch Mick Foley walk.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. What a... Oh, just this guy.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's all you need.
The only thing that can make it better is if after you chair shot them, you stuff the money in their mouth like $1 Million Man.
Yeah, that'll be so good.
That would be great. As I pull up the lock screen on my phone and have a look at him holding the $1 Million title, $1 Million belt. Sorry, I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, so that's I used to watch old wrestling like crazy. I don't know. After the whole Attitude Era, I kind of fell out of it. I just never got back into it.
Yeah. It's tough too because the Attitude Era delivered such a unique product.
Yeah.
That watching it now, it's tough to not go, man, that would have been so much cooler if they could do this, this, or this, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and you can't really replicate it now. The only way, because there is no number 2. I mean, there is TNA and ROH, but not to the level where they can really compete.
Not even close, no. Neither one of them, even if the other like 3 big promotions like joined, I don't think they could truly touch WWE at all, you know?
You know what they need? If you really, I told this to another friend of mine, is that if you really want to replicate what happened in the 90s, you need a Ted Turner type of guy. You need a guy who's got a network, who's got the money, who loves wrestling, and who can give the TV time.
Yeah.
And he will say, yeah, I want to compete, I have the resources, and I can go. You need Ted Turner.
A crazy billionaire that loves wrestling.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, think of it this way. Like, at the time, you know, you had Kevin Nash, who was coming up on free agency. And if you had the current market, he stays with WWE for money, if nothing else. At the time, WCW was like, how much do you need? You know? Like, here's a blank check. Go write it. And he pretty much did, you know? From everything I understand, he made a whole lot of money from them. So, you know, and like you said, you no one can do that now. Like, you know, what is it? TNA's on, what is it, Destination America now? And I'm not trying to dump on a network, but I didn't even know that was a network, you know?
I know.
You know, so, and like, you know, I mean, if Spike TV lets wrestling walk, that kind of tells you how it just wasn't doing what they wanted it to do, you know? So,
yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Ring of Honor's got a lot of great talent, but they don't have, again, there's no money behind it as far as, like, they're not dumping money into it, you know?
Yeah, they just have it's what ECW is way before the whole Revolution thing.
Yeah, you're probably, that's a pretty good way of looking at it, yeah. I mean, they're probably better financially, but not, you know, but there's all sorts of talented guys over there that, you know, and
totally, yeah.
WWE keeps pulling guys from there. Their current champion came from Ring of Honor, so
yeah, I know.
You know, their champion in NXT came from Ring of Honor, so it's, you know, it's, you know, there's definitely all sorts of talent from there, and that's what I was listening to a Jim Ross podcast last night, and he was talking with was it Kevin Kelly, who does commentary for Ring of Honor. And he made the comment that basically a lot of those guys, that's kind of the way that they're coaching them up, is like they know they're going to lose them to WWE, so they try to make the best product they can because then they can brag, hey, he came from here, you know, and that makes tons of sense. And I don't have a problem with that. That's what the territories used to be.
Exactly. Know? Yeah, it was just a breeding ground.
Yeah, they were kind of like minor leagues for him, and you know, and then hey, you got the call up, you know, and so
and voila, you got to call the Kraken.
Yep.
but totally, you need a Ted Turner. It's funny that I remember, like, back in the days, everybody used to make fun of Ted R, WCW, billionaire Ted, all this stuff. But without a Turner, you cannot have what we had.
Right, because Vince McMahon was, you know, he's a guy that will pretty much, he'll go down swinging. I almost think McMahon in a lot of ways would, like, go completely bankrupt before he would give up on wrestling. You know?
Totally, yeah.
Now, his wife may not agree with that. She may have money squirreled away just in case he's that dumb. But, you know, but I think he's one of those guys that he was always going to go down with the ship, and no one else, like you said, no one else could put, like Ted Turner's not going to put all of his resources into wrestling. If it gets to a certain point, he was going to, well, and he did. You know, at a certain point, they were like, okay, enough of this, and, you know.
Yeah, bailed.
Yeah, we're throwing too much money after this, and that's where everyone else is. Whereas McMahon just keeps throwing money. You know, he'll just keep doing it. So, you know, and
if you think of like what he's done now, like he's made it more of an entertainment product.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they're still alive, right?
Yeah.
It's you know how on the network they have all these little snippets about WWE and how when they travel. So I just saw this other thing where they had something where they run 16 production trucks and all these gazillion light bulbs and all these wires and pyrotechnics for just one Raw.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money, right?
Yeah. Well, again, in that interview with Kevin Kelly, he said people ask him all the time why Ring of Honor, the lighting isn't better. And he's like, people don't realize that in order to put that lighting up, we have to rent the venue the day before to put that lighting rig up.
Yep.
He's like, which means a whole nother day of rent, basically. They can't afford it. WWE does it all the time. Or they have enough people that they put it up day of, probably, but... They have,
I'm sure they have a hell of a crew.
Exactly.
Totally,
And that crew is probably because from what I understand, McMahon's one of those guys. Once he finds someone who's really good at something, he just overpays them for their job, so they won't be tempted to leave. Basically, and so you find a crew that does the lighting real well. You overpay them, and they hang them up super quick. Then they move on to the next one, and they've probably got they've probably got multiple crews because of the SmackDown show that they record on Tuesdays.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's,
it really is a traveling TV show.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And that's something that these other promotions can't do. They every once in a while will tape in other areas or something. WWE does it multiple nights a week. They're in different venues,
Yeah.
So it is a impressive outfit.
It is. That's why you need Turner money. You need
you're
someone
right.
like that.
You really do.
Good old Turner money.
You got to have crazy billionaire money.
You got that right. Don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we could all. Then you could make Wasted the Show. We could, do whatever we do.
Oh, totally.
With this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have, Wasted the T-shirts and or Wasted the Show T-shirts and flamethrowers,
action figures, and everything.
Wasted the flamethrower.
Wasted flamethrowers, wasted ice cubes, wasted zigzags.
Yep. Just everything. You just like the Gene Simmons,
exactly.
model.
Whatever Marvel is doing, whatever Disney's doing, we want to do the same thing.
Yes. Little
Perfect.
plushies of you guys,
Yeah, we even go one step further. Maybe wasted sex toys.
We're gonna go into the markets Disney won't even dare.
I know.
I don't
Do
know
what
how much.
Snoop does.
Yeah.
I don't know how these zombie fists are going to sell, but all right.
Oh God.
Hey man, you'll be surprised.
Probably. I do know. I forgot it was another podcast or somewhere that I heard that they were making like a zombie dildo. So I would not at all be surprised if there's other zombie items. So
It's the culture now, right?
Yeah.
It just don't seem right.
No, it certainly doesn't. Yeah.
But that's it's funny. It's like we are living in zombie culture. It's no longer a genre.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's also a good thing and a bad thing, especially like with Wasted is that all the characters and the world acknowledges zombie culture, but then it's also kind of a detrimental where it's zombies.
Yeah.
So we gotta change it up.
Right.
You can't rely on like the same old thing.
Right, yeah, and you're going to have oversaturation, and you need to make sure your product can, live through
shines.
it. Yeah,
exactly. It's like how do we? That's the thing with Wasted. How do we really stand out from every other zombie film?
Right.
Or we even if not even categorize, even if our like quote unquote zombies are not really the zombies
yeah,
or the zombies that are set from every other film, at least we did some different things.
Right.
And that's what we want to do. That's really where you say, Wasted, they did some really interesting stuff.
Just as long as you don't make the zombies like, sparkly and stuff, then...
No.
Headshot and they go away in a pile of glitter.
No, if we... well, that would be funny. Like
that actually would
bombs.
be, yeah. That would be really funny, yeah.
It's like, whoa, man.
Like, what the hell?
It's like it's so festive.
It's glitter everywhere. Confetti.
Oh man, there you go. Instead of having to worry about zombie bites, you just can't get the glitter on you because that would be nearly impossible.
Yeah, that shit goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Or imagine if someone shoots the zombies like a head off and they explodes of cocaine. Oh, what's this white stuff? You're getting higher and higher and higher.
Oh man!
Suddenly the zombies are the targets and the victims.
Right? Yeah. Humanity becomes super aggressive at that
It
point.
becomes a role reversal. It's a zombie survival story.
Yeah.
It's like, Fred, I don't think we should walk out anymore.
Right?
Yeah, but I want some brains, man.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It all started when we were shuffling down the street, just minding our own business. Oh man!
And
Well,
this
it was
guy tried to
crazy.
sniff me.
Crazy humans came around the corner, his face caked in white.
Right? He sicked his dog on me, and oh man!
Yeah. How do you feel about those movies and the TV show like the iZombie when it's more of the stuff from the zombie perspective?
It's
an odd take on it.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's the refreshing thing about it. It's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
And Ben, that's how, and that's why when I'm talking about saying like standing out and being unique. Well, yeah, that's what iZombie is doing.
Yeah,
Like,
I heard it's really good. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
I've watched 3 episodes of it, I think.
Right.
Watched. Yeah. It's an interesting take. I know it's based on a comic. I haven't read the comic yet. It's was it Scott Snyder wrote the comic?
Oh,
yeah?
See,
Yeah,
if I would have known that, I might have been more interested in
Yeah.
watching it.
So
But then there's the thing right there. It's like, it's, as I mentioned, it's an interesting take, but also there's no set rules to what a zombie is, right? Kind of sort of like with vampires and werewolves and everything.
yeah, it's funny.
You can-
Like I agree with you. It's funny though how like people will immediately go to like George Romero to see what he thinks of it first. And
Right.
like
Yeah.
if he doesn't deem it a zombie, then it's not a zombie kind of a thing. I've seen him rail against Walking Dead a whole lot because of the zombies and stuff. But sorry, go ahead.
No, but I totally agree. Like, okay, the whole thing about sparkly vampires. Okay, yeah, but you got to give them credit, even though it's goofy. But at least it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
True.
like they're doing something different.
Right. Really quick, I want to correct myself. It wasn't Scott Snyder writing iZombie. He wrote was an American Vampire, I believe. It was Chris Roberson who wrote it. Mike Allred was the original artist on it of Mad Men.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I wanted to correct myself because after I said it, I was like, I think I'm wrong there. So I want to make sure that gets corrected.
All I know is I watched Warm Bodies, and I was not a fan of that movie.
Yeah, same thing. I wasn't a big fan of that either.
So when I started seeing the iZombie, commercials on TV, I was kind of like,
Yeah.
I just can't do another Warm Bodies type situation.
Yeah.
But I hear it's good, so I don't
The
know.
worst I've heard about it so far is that it sounds like it's a blatant like Veronica Mars ripoff. But I never watched Veronica Mars, so I can't comment on that.
Yeah.
But
Same thing. I didn't get on to the whole Veronica Mars thing, but hey, even with Warm Bodies, like I watched it and I didn't like it as much. It's too melodramatic, but
Yes.
it's an interesting perspective though. There's always something you can learn. You can look at it. There's always something.
mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
Like I get the question about like, do you have any? What do you think about bad movies? And I don't know if I've also been on the production side of like actually producing some stuff. So even with a bad movie, or whatever people think are bad movies, there's always something you can take from it.
yeah.
Sometimes bad movies are some of my favorite movies.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I think what's one movie all the geeks hated last year? Oh, Transformers, right? I don't know. That was a pretty good movie. It's not bad. They did some interesting things. I mean, they had Optimus really questioning saving humanity and everything like that.
Yeah.
When all his like Autobot brothers died, and also the fact that the humans want to make their own Autobots and make them superior
Yeah, that sounds like
and
us.
everything. So it's like, even though like every critic out there just jumps on the bandwagon and starts hating it,
Yeah.
but really you just look at it without any preconceived notions and look at it objectively.
Yeah, I think kind of what we've talked about this, like there's some comic books that, and again, I'm in no way making, knocking anything here, but like there's a comic out called God Hates Astronauts that is totally irreverent, and it's just weird, and Tony and I, like, we love this book,
Yeah.
Like, so, if we were rating it on a scale of 1 to 5, it gets a 4 from us almost every time,
Yeah.
Now, if you held it up against, other comics, you might take the scale down a little bit. And I think people kind of need to do that more with movies and just in a lot of stuff in general. You know, I used to be one of those where I jumped on the bandwagons and stuff of hating the stuff before it came out, and I just got to where it's like, look, if it doesn't appeal to me, I'm just not going to watch it. And that's
like if I'm going to sit down and watch Furious 7, I know exactly what I'm expecting: car chases, craziness, explosions, The Rock,
right? Ludicrous, yeah.
Ludicrous. Yeah, I know what I'm expecting.
Right.
I'm not expecting Academy Award tear-jerking moments.
Yeah, I don't know. Vin Diesel said that, you know, he thinks it's going to win an award.
Well, I mean...
Yeah. Just saying, Groot, you know.
Groot. Yeah, no, it is Groot, right?
Yeah.
Groot saved us.
Groot saved
and
us.
the Iron Giant.
Yeah, and the Iron Giant.
And the pacifier.
That's right. And Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I forgot about that one.
Oh, man. Oof.
But yeah, that's... but I would say, like, if something looks interesting and if it really go check it out. And I find that there's a lot of people conform to things. Yeah. They always gather in groups, and it's all bandwagon jumping, I would say, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's a very tribal mentality sometimes.
It's easy because, Michael Bay is a guy who draws a lot of internet vitriol, so it's, as a result, anything with his name attached to it immediately starts to get attacked by people online. It's just...
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of things. And, look, if you go and you enjoy it and you're cool with, you paid your $10 and you had a good time, that's all it's supposed to be, right?
Exactly.
That's true.
I mean, no matter if it's an Academy Award-winning film or it's the biggest pile of garbage on the face of the planet, if you feel you got your $10 out of it, that's all they're shooting for, no matter what the movie is,
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't understand the whole hate of Michael Bay. Like, what? It's as if this guy insulted their family and the Shaolin Temple at the same time. Like, really? Are you this upset for this guy? I honestly would love to be in a Michael Bay film, to be quite honest.
I'll tell you, if I was an actor, I would probably agree with you, because I bet people have a ton of fun on his movies.
Oh, absolutely. He made all these all these behind-the-scene videos for Transformers. You gotta watch it, because this guy is on another level in terms of the fact that there's so many departments he's got to manage. He's got 3 editors always asking him what to do, and all these different shots and everything. He just orchestrates everything together, and then you get Transformers, right? And it's a 2-hour plus film, but it's so bombarded with so much spectacularness. I don't know what else to say.
Right, yeah.
It's just insane. And if you look at all these videos and how we just handled everything, man, every department, it's nuts. One guy can do this thing, but he's the captain of the ship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a big appreciation. It's making a film is so hard.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, like, straight up, is that I work more hours on set than I do with my regular job. I know sometimes I wake up, say, 4:00 in the morning to get ready to go to drive someplace to be there, 6:00 call time, and we might go, and every production goes late, and we probably end up staying 12 hours or 14 hours. And I drive back and come home and say past 1:00, then sleep for a bit, then get up and do the thing the next day. It's making a movie it's damn hard, man.
Yeah, I think that's when what was it, last year or something, that Patton Oswalt made the comments about how he's kind of beyond the whole like hating on movies, because most of the people who make movies are not trying to make bad movies. They're trying really hard to make a good film, and it just, something doesn't translate, whether it's a writing or a direction, whatever it is. It just, and I'm kind of getting that way with a lot of stuff, even in comics and stuff, or the TV shows and stuff. It's like there's certain ones, that I can't stand, but I just quit reading them. I just moved to something else.
Yeah, why hate on it? Why waste the energy hating on it?
Yeah. When I was a kid, if I hated a network, there weren't very many options. Now if it's like, man, I can't stand this network, it's like there's hundreds of channels to look at.
It is. There's so many things out there which you can latch onto.
Yeah. Or
and as you say, yeah, just go into if it doesn't appeal to you, go into something that does.
Yeah. Like go to Cinecoop and sign up and
sign up and get wasted. Let's get made, man.
Yeah. Do you have anywhere else you'd like traffic driven aside from the Cinecoop site, or do you have a website for the series or anything you'd rather, or not rather, but also send people to, or?
Well, right now the Cinecoop page is the main hub because that's where all the main activity is going to take place. But you can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/wastedtheshow, and also on our Facebook page at facebook.com/wastedshow. But primarily it's the Cinecoop page, cinecoop.com/wasted. Because as I mentioned, that's the main hub and that's all the interactions taking place. That's where you sign up and follow our project. The more followers we get, it's all to show the producers and all the people running Cinecoop that say, yeah, there's something about Wasted. They're doing something where they're attracting an audience. People want to see this get made, and people are interacting with Wasted. Wasted is something, we should put our money on. We should bank on it.
Yeah.
Yep. So sign up, get an account, vote for these guys, get it made,
or else.
Get Arnold in there as a cameo.
Yes.
Yes. And make me live my dream where I can pay respect to the madness.
All right. Well, I guess that's all I got. But Tony, you got anything else you want to ask?
I'm spent.
I don't know. No. I mean, we've kept you as long, longer than we asked, so I didn't want to.
Oh no, it's cool, man.
Right.
It's all good.
All right. But thanks for coming on the show, though, and it was a good chat and everything. So
thank you for having me. The one thing I will say is that to you and everybody listening is that when I mentioned about Guardians of the Galaxy and how you talk about it's so much fun and you get transported to a new place and everything. With Wasted, I'm not saying we want to make something like Guardians of the Galaxy, but take that model. We don't want to make the best zombie film because when you say you want to make the best this or the best that, it's very objective because everybody has an opinion on what is the best, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I can guarantee in saying that we want to give you a really fun experience. We want to give you an enjoyable ride for 90 minutes. We want to give you the type of film like Guardians and Ghostbusters where, okay, they may not be the best things ever, but you can watch Ghostbusters and Guardians over and over again. I do that constantly. If I want to watch something, I've seen Ghostbusters so many times. I know what Peter Venkman does. I know there's no Dana, only Zool. But
right.
It's still an enjoyable time.
Yep.
Same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. And that is what we want to do with Wasted. We want to make something where you would say, yeah, this is unique, this is fun. And I can watch this over and over because it's just that good. It's not the best. We don't want to be the best. We want to make it fun. We want to make it something where you can bring all your friends together and say, let's do it again. Let's watch Wasted again.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the goal.
Yep. That's
it's
a good
goal
goal.
to have.
It is because space is the place and it's the Tower of Power too sweet to be sour with you guys right here, right now. Dig it!
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. I love the Macho Man stuff.
Yep.
I love it too, man.
Well, yeah, thanks for joining us, Steve. I'm glad we could get you on the show finally.
Yeah.
Well, again, I'll say thank you for having me on here, and it's really cool talking to you because, when the whole thing with Cinecoop is all about getting your project out there, and as we get our project out there and telling you guys about it, you don't know what the response back will be, or even if there is a response.
Mm-hmm.
So any type of response is always grateful, and I really appreciate it. Honest.
Excellent. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, man. Yep.
So, yeah, once again, cinecoop.com, Wasted on there, search it out. And you're Wasted the Show on the Twitter machine and on Facebook, right?
Yes, sir. The Skull and
Right.
Crossblunts, that's us.
Those aren't bones.
No! They're smokable bones. They're
Oh,
other
that's
types
true.
of bones.
all right, fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
think
should put
that's
some Macho Man glasses on the skull. That would be pretty cool.
Well, I noticed in one of your I was looking at some of the pictures. everything. And I don't remember where I found it. I was looking at all kinds of shit. One of your guys in your team has the Macho Man glasses on.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
That was you? Okay.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
me. Yeah.
I should have known, Macho Man.
Should have known, yeah.
That was the first thing I noticed in the picture. I was like, sweet Macho Man glasses.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's by this guy. He makes them like special custom-made ones. It's not like authentic, but I forgot where it's. I'll find out where I got it from. But it's all online. It's a good deal too. You can get like 2 for $20.
Oh, nice.
I think I saw him because I'm really considering doing Macho Man for Halloween this year. So I went looking for Macho Man glasses. And yeah, I think I have the dude's website bookmarked.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he's got the lightning and the ones that just say madness. He's got them all.
Right.
Oh, wicked. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
but I gotta say, my favorite Macho Man is when he came back as Team Madness in WCW. Because then it was just he was so crazy. He was more insane.
Yeah. He was Bonesaw.
Yeah. And then a close second to that is the Macho King.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
With Sherry. That was just too awesome.
Right.
Yeah, the Macho King was fantastic.
Yeah.
I remember there was on the network they showed this one promo where they got Jesse Ventura and he's talking to the Macho King and say, "Oh, well, Macho, His Royal Highness, the Madness. What do you think about Dusty Rhodes? Oh, Dusty Rhodes is not good. I don't like him. He's a peasant." It's like, well, can I kiss the Queen Sensational Sherry's hand? Well, you're one of my loyal subjects, so I will allow it. Dig it. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
It's too insane.
Yeah. He was so good. Yeah. Just.
I'm guessing we've both probably watched the same videos of just its endless Macho Man cuts and promos on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. It's like the super mix of Macho Man promos. Yeah, I've sat down and just watched those just because they make me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so inventive, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like how much crazier can he get?
Right.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, right.
I know. And when he came on Arsenio all those times.
Yeah.
Those are great too.
Hey, Morgan Fairchild, we look the same, don't we? Huh?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it blew my mind when I found out that voice he does is actually his voice. Like that wasn't like a put on kind of a thing. I was like, man, every time he talks, it's like, like to do that voice, people, it sounds like you're almost hurting your throat to do it, and that's just how he sounded all the time. That's just nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I find out all the most iconic guys that I like or were growing up, they all have like a weird voice. Like Arnold, he has his voice. Then I like Van Damme for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I still like Van Damme. He's not bad for some of the action heroes. Then Stallone, he's got his voice.
Yeah.
Savage, and you got Hogan's got his voice and everything. Maybe I should have a voice too. Vin Diesel's got a voice.
Yep. Yeah, because Groot saved us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Groot saved. There, you heard it first, man.
Yeah.
If Marvel starts using this, you should tell them no.
I don't think we don't have a chance because they have Disney lawyers behind them now. So
yeah, they've got the mouse.
Yeah. Then we'll call up George Lucas.
Yeah. We hear you have a few dollars now.
George, Uncle George.
Yeah.
Uncle George, how can we profit from this? Well, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. I like it, George. Red Tails 2, let's do it.
Oh, jeez.
Boy, you're really trying to get that money. Dang.
Hey, maybe I should call George Lucas. George, what you did with the prequels, there's something there. I don't know what it is. But you were onto something.
But I'm in. Now let me show you what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you feel about Wasted? I think it's a pretty good, yeah. What do you say if you finance this? I'll help you finance Red Tails 2. Oh, I like it.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, there's a character, George Lucas.
Yeah.
It's funny how like all these Star Wars guys, Or I would say everybody hates on Lucas, but this is
Right.
the guy that made it, made everything.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time because I feel the same way. But those prequels. But at the same time, it's George Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, damn it, he was involved with Willow. Come on now.
I know. Jeez, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's hard to hate on him,
Yeah.
even though he doesn't have a chin.
Yeah, even though he looks like Jabba.
Yeah, yeah.
All that money, he could have bought himself a chin by now. Jeez.
You would think.
Especially after Disney bought Star Wars, you know. I would
my
have had
gosh,
the finest of chins.
Oh my
Not
god,
just any old chin.
No, the finest.
the finest.
The finest of
Yeah.
chins. It's like he's like, I have Star Wars money.
Get me a chin.
Just looking through Facebook. I want his chin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right. And they're like, okay, we'll mold you. And like, no, I want his chin.
Oh.
Well, how much money do you have again? Enough.
It's like, George, you know you're asking a real chin. I know, that's what I want.
Yeah. He just keeps it in a case on his desk, you know.
It's like, George, what is this? You have chins? I have all the chins in the world.
All those people who made fun of me for not having a chin. Now I have their bones.
It's like the hidden trophies in what was that Ice T movie? God damn it! When Gary Busey was hunting him in the woods.
Oh yeah, on Deadly. Is it the Deadly Game or a Dangerous Game?
Surviving the game?
Surviving the Game. Yeah, that's it.
It's all the heads in the jars,
Yeah.
but chins.
I bet, you know what? That's probably what Lucas does. He has like an entire manhunt, and all the people who don't survive, he takes their chins.
Oh, it's all coming together now.
Yeah. That's probably what I would do with that kind of money, you know?
And the person who does survive, he works at LucasArts.
Yeah.
It's like, you're worthy to work here.
In a sweatshop of some sort.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. That's how they're making these new Star Wars shirts. For all the Walmarts too.
Right.
We've uncovered the secret.
Oh, man.
I guess it's better than getting your chin harvested.
I guess, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Harvested.
I'm harvesting chins now.
I want that on a business card. Chin harvester. Like, what? Like, do I ask him about it or don't I?
Yeah. You're better off not.
Yeah. It says like business consultant, chin harvester.
Say, are you sure you wanted to go into this line of work? Well, Uncle George said it was good.
Yeah. I'm like, well,
He
recommend.
said I can make a career out of it.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
here's my resume. You just hand him a portfolio of pictures of the chins. All right.
Oh, it's pretty good. I'll take number 5, please.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Yeah.
Good, clean fun.
Right.
I can't believe we talked this much about George Lucas and chins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
what we do.
goes hand in hand with us, unfortunately.
No, but it's good though.
Yeah.
We probably did uncover the secret. You know, you never know. George Lucas might be actually doing it.
Yeah, if you get a weird knock at your door, I probably would not answer the door. Like they've been watching or
If
something.
you look through the shade and it's just nothing but mouse ears.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's a bunch of stormtroopers outside my door. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, they can't
what's
shoot
going on
straight,
here,
okay?
guys?
Right, just remember to run in, a zigzag. They can't. Yeah.
Exactly. No, I'll just wave my hand. No, I am not the person you're looking for.
Ooh, good call.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
He's not here, guys. Let's go. Yes.
All right, it does work.
What was that? They turn around. You're like, oh.
No, I'm not the person I'm looking for. Oh, right, we're right. Yeah.
Have a nice day. Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, well, we should probably let you go because we have another episode to record. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
this was a blast, man. Thanks a lot for,
man.
for hooking up with us. It was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for having me on, man. This
And
is really fun.
episode should probably drop Thursday this upcoming week.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll we'll let you know somehow. I don't know. Should you are you the one that does the Twitter stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so I'll mention the show in the tweet that goes out like right as the show drops. So, or I'll send you an email or something like that. But I'll let you know.
Sure.
So, all
All
right.
right, cool.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Steve.
Yep. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks.
Yep, see you, man.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
All right. Well, once again, thanks to Steve for joining us. And again, as Tony said during the show, it's cinecoop.com/wasted, or you can find him on Twitter and Facebook, I believe he said, at Wasted the Show. So yeah, good times.
Yeah, that was a fun chat with him.
Yeah, so sign up, and go help those guys out, and
Yeah, for sure. Let's get their movie made. I mean, I like the trailer. I watched it.
Yep. Help
It's
them
very-
achieve their dreams.
Yes. Achieve their goals in life.
That way we can start telling people that we actually have some power, Like, we'll give them the salty language bump,
Perfect. If you know what we're saying.
Yeah. Wait.
All right. Well, on that note.
Yeah, I guess all that's left to be said is take it away, Annalise.
Enthusiast this.